The school board meeting will begin in 1 minute. Please take your seats. Again, the school board meeting will begin in 1 minute.
Good evening. Good evening. Sorry, it sounds different than it normally does. Welcome to the March 10th, 2026 meeting of the Marion County School Board. It is now called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. I will now hand it over to Luke and Marasha to read our board commitment statement.
We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must
demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first. We will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you both. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I'm requesting everyone in the audience to turn off their electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Public comment will now be accepted during two portions of each meeting for up to 30 minutes. 30 minutes each, one for items specific to tonight's agenda held before the vote takes place, and one for items on which the school board customarily takes action, held after the business portion of the meeting. Anyone wanting to speak regarding an agenda item must complete a blue form. Anyone wanting to speak regarding a non-agenda item must complete a yellow form. Both forms are available before each meeting and on the district website. Forms are due to the board clerk by 5:40 p.m. and can be submitted via email or in person. Public speakers will have 3 minutes to complete their comments, and no more than 10 speakers will be scheduled in either public comment portion unless the board votes otherwise. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Will you please call the roll?
Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3. Here. Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Marasha LaFonte, Lakeware High School.
Here.
Luke Lombardo, Westport High School.
here.
Attorney Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
Thank you for that. Dr. Brewer, who will share our inspiration and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us this evening?
Hi, good evening. Ms. Megan Magamal, the Executive Director of the Public Education Foundation in Marion County, will come to the podium with our special guest.
Good evening, Ms. Magamal.
Good evening, Chair Dr. Sarah James, school board members, and Superintendent Dr. Brewer. It is a privilege to stand here before you this evening to introduce Marion County's 2026 Rookie Teacher of the Year, Ms. Stephanie Stevens from Hillcrest School. Yes, just a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of introducing the 2026 Teacher of the Year, Miss Hendry from Hillcrest School. And yes, earlier in the school year, the district named Principal of the Year, Miss Lori Manresa, who is yet another outstanding representative from Hillcrest School. In essence, Hillcrest School has claimed a historic Triple Crown. It's important for our board and our entire community to understand that each of these accolades are awarded by independent committees. This truly speaks to the exceptional leadership, the dedication to excellent education and teaching, and the love that our teachers and staff have for the students at Hillcrest School. The selection process for Rookie Teacher of the Year begins in September of each academic year, involving nominations from the school, then blind portfolios, interviews, and surprise classroom observations, where one teacher is ultimately named Rookie of the Year, awarded a Golden Apple, and becomes a part of the prestigious Golden Apple Academy. On behalf of the Public Education Foundation of Marion County, I am proud to welcome 2026 Rookie Teacher of the Year, Miss Stephanie Stevens, to share inspiration for the evening.
Thank you, Megan. Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Good evening, members of the board, district leaders, colleagues, and community members. The words from this quote remind me daily of why I became a teacher. I am deeply honored to stand before you as Rookie Teacher of the Year for our county. Teaching students with special needs has been an incredible journey. Every day, I'm learning new things, how to adapt, innovate, celebrate the unique strengths of every student, and I'm reminded of the profound impact that understanding and support can have. As a new teacher, learning alongside my students has taught me the importance of patience and flexibility and seeking support when you need it, lessons that I hope to pass on to other new educators. Being a new teacher can feel overwhelming. What's made the biggest difference for me this year is support. Mentors who answer my questions, colleagues who've offered me so much guidance, and administrators who encourage me to grow. This support turns uncertainty into confidence and challenges into opportunities. In this role, I want to be able to help create that same support for other new teachers. I hope to help foster opportunities for mentorship, collaboration, and open conversations where early career educators feel confident to ask questions and confident to share ideas. Sometimes the most powerful message a new teacher can hear is simply that they're not alone. I also hope to be able to support the next generation of educators. Beyond supporting new teachers in Marion County, I want to encourage students in our district who may be considering a career in education. By sharing our experiences and guiding them along the way, we can help cultivate future teachers who are passionate about serving their communities in a classroom. Supporting new teachers and inspiring future educators ultimately benefits our students. When teachers feel confident and supported, students experience stronger relationships, consistent instruction, and classrooms where they can truly thrive. To the board, thank you for recognizing early career educators and for investing in systems that allow both teachers and students to succeed. I'm proud to represent new teachers in this district, and I'm even prouder to represent the students who inspire this work for all of us every single day. In this role, I'm committed to being a listening ear, a guiding hand, and an advocate for new teachers. Because every teacher deserves to feel supported, and every student deserves a confident, inspired teacher. Thank you, and if you would please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your thoughtful remarks and Golden Apple Academy hangout, because we're going to take a picture in a few minutes, okay? Dr. Brewer, we have a recognition this evening as well.
Yes, ma'am. We have Mark Ingram, our coordinator of K-12. He will come to the podium to introduce our next special guest.
Good evening. Thank you, Superintendent Brewer. Good evening, board members, board chair. It's my privilege to introduce Carolyn Hagel, Secondary Math Program Specialist, who's going to bring up our Math Counts winners for recognition.
Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Ingram. Good evening, board chair, board members, Superintendent Dr. Brewer. Thank you. Sorry, I'm kind of short. Teachers, families, and students. I'm honored to recognize our outstanding middle school mathematicians from this year's Math Counts competition. First, I'd like to introduce Amber Gartner, the coordinator of the Flores chapter of Math Counts from Florida Engineering Society.
Good evening, board members. I'm Amber Gartner. I'm representing the Florida Engineering Society. I am the Math Counts chair for our local Forest chapter. I just want to thank the board and the students for their participation. This was a great competition this year. The Math Counts organization is really to encourage young students to look for jobs and careers in math, science, and engineering. The Florida Engineering Society sponsors this competition on a local level, and then the National Society of Professional Engineers sponsors it at national level. I want to say that this was the highest participation that I've seen in years. I've been running this program for about 10 years here in Marion County. We had 83 students participating from 9 schools. Our local competition was held February 21st at Osceola Middle School, and we will be sending team members from 2 schools and also 1 individual to our state competition, which will be held on March 20th at Embry-Riddle University. This is the second year that we've held this state competition at Embry-Riddle. I think it's a really good opportunity for the students to also see a real campus. There's some opportunities this year to also do a campus tour. So again, bridging that gap between our K-12 students and looking towards the next generation of future leaders in our community and through the state. So with that, I just want to say congratulations and thank you for that support. And Carolyn is going to announce our winners for this year.
Thank you, Amber. Students, when you hear your name, please come forward. Our cipher round winner was North Marion Middle School. Our students who participated were Amber Lockley, Alexander Spangler, Andrew Massengil, Samantha Ramirez-Guillen. Our first place team was Howard Middle School. Students on that team were Sam Arkoob, Elijah Jones, Kanisha Patel, Ayan Panjwani. Our second place team was Osceola Middle School. Students on that team included Jake Appleman, Luca Menevar, Dalton Pendleton, and Eli Steckman. And our top 3 overall individual winners. Third place is Elijah Jones from Howard Middle School. Second place, we have Alexander Spangler from North Marion Middle School. And first place, we have Sam Arkoob from Howard Middle School. A huge thank you to all teachers and coaches who supported these students, to Kimberly Horn and Amber Gartner for organizing the events, and to the Florida Engineering Society for their continued sponsorship of Math Counts across Florida. Families, thank you for encouraging your students to stretch, solve, and persevere. Congratulations to all our honorees. We wish our state qualifiers the very best on March 20th. Thank you.
We will come down and take a picture, but we want to go out of our way to make sure we congratulate you. Math was not my strongest subject by any means, so I am always extra appreciative of young minds who can do really good math because your brain works differently than mine. In the world, it takes all types. So having a brain that loves math is so very important. We will come down and take a picture with you all, and we want to encourage the principals and teachers who are here as part of these programs to come join us for a picture.
Dr. James, we have another recognition.
Oh, sorry.
You want to do one at a time?
Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot spelling bee. Yes,
Students, if you'll return to your seats, we'll come back up for a second for pictures.
that's on me. Sorry. Yes, we have one
Thank
more
you.
spelling bee.
So it's also my privilege to introduce Rebecca Salmeron Kelly to talk about and recognize our winners of the Marion County Spelling Bee.
Thank you, Mr. Ingram. Thank you, Superintendent Dr. Brewer. Good evening, board chair and school board members. Under the leadership of Melissa Connor, secondary curriculum organized the annual Marion County Spelling Bee at Ridgeway Academy on February 17th. Students who qualified for the county spelling bee were first selected via class spelling bees or quizzes to qualify for their school-wide bees. 2 winners from each school-wide bee represented their schools at the Marion County Spelling Bee to compete for the district championship. The bee was sponsored by the GFWC's Women's Club of Ocala, who provided the judges and prizes for the winners, and the Little Women Juniorettes of Ocala provided snacks for the contestants. Head judge Carol Cameron is a content area specialist in the district, and Dr. Brewer was in attendance to greet the crowd and present our ribbons to the winners, and our own Kevin Christian served as the word caller and moderator. The 25th annual event ended after 9 rounds, and the winning word was oboe. Elias Javelona, an 8th grader at Howard Middle School, walked away as the county's champion, and Elias also qualified online and competed in the regional spelling bee this month. Maria Osorio, an 8th grader from Blessed Trinity Catholic, was this year's runner-up. And Marion County also has a second student who qualified online and who competed at the regional level, Allison Werkheiser, an 8th grader at Fort McCoy School.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations to both of you. You guys did amazing. I'm also not good at spelling, so since I'm ratting myself out tonight, wonderful job. I want to know how you spell oboe. How do you spell it? Oh, I'm not going to. That's what I would have thought. Okay. I had it right in my head, so now I feel better about it. Okay, well, we're going to come down and take a picture with you, and then we will take a picture with our other winners, and then the Public Ed Foundation folks.
What's that? You didn't fill out a form.
Absolutely.
We're restocked.
Sure. Kind of bunched up. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. 1, 2, 3, couple more. Thank you.
This end can scooch back, but I need a couple of people in the front row. There you go. Dr. James, there you go. Miss Parker. You know it, I'm gonna tell you. Got to scoot one way or the other.
Make sure we have name tags on.
Yes, name tags. If you'll take your name tags off. Oh, that's not a nice thing to say. You see, so look right here. First, toward the middle. Okay, here we go.
Lena.
1, 2, 3, couple more. And we're good. Thank you.
Just two. At the end.
I just want to say hello real quick.
Two rows, please. That's fine. Conrad. Yep, I think that will work. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, hands at your side. Here we go. And one more. And good. Thank you.
It's so much easier when I just sat here. I'm like,
That clears things out, doesn't it? Yeah.
I want to know how we all missed that. How did we all miss that?
Well, those were all wonderful recognitions, and it's really always so wonderful to start our meetings with a recognition of all of the learning that's happening throughout our campuses, elementary through high school, and really just give honor to the teachers and educators and support staff that are helping get that across the finish line every single day. We will now move into the business portion of the meeting.
I recommend approval of the agenda for the March 10th, 2026 school board meeting.
May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Ms. Martinez-Young, please provide the proof of publication for tonight's school board meeting.
The notice for the March 10th, 2026 board meeting was placed on the district website on March 7th, 2026.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 10th, 2026 school board meeting?
So moved. Second.
A motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Cummings. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 19th, 2026 special school board meeting expulsions?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. Are there any additions or corrections to the meeting? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. The school district uses a construction management delivery method, including a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, to perform construction work on projects. In order to allow the district to purchase materials through the owner direct purchase process to save sales tax, the construction manager needs to return funds to the owner via deductive change orders. The superintendent or designee has signed and approved the following change orders. Per Board Policy 6345, the superintendent or designee is authorized to approve and execute any construction change order that will increase the construction contract by $25,000 or less, or that will decrease the construction contract amount, provided that that approval shall be in his or her best interest and in the interest of the board. Such change orders shall be binding upon execution by the superintendent, and the superintendent shall report each change order that he or she approved to the board at the meeting that follows his or her approval. The superintendent's approval of the change orders will be entered into the official minutes of the board meeting. Starting with 7.1, the amendment number 1 to the construction management contract guaranteed maximum price for construction of new middle school DD Lake Weir Middle School. Change order number 2, amendment number 1, project 24-130. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $15,675,000 for owner's direct purchase, and this action will save the school district approximately $940,500 in sales tax. Item 7.2, compensation amendment number 4 to the construction management contract guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for buildings 1 through 4, remaining interior finishes, buildings 6 through 11, and courtyards and sports fields related to the construction of new high school, CCC, now known as South Marion High School. Change order number 6, amendment number 4, project 24-105. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $1,500,000 for owner direct purchase, and this action will save the district approximately $85,259 in sales tax. 7.3, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for East Marion Elementary School interior wall installation, change order number 1, work authorization number 2, project 25-114. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $593,675 for owner's direct purchase, and this action will save the district approximately $33,675 in sales tax. The school district uses a construction management delivery method, including a guaranteed maximum price GMP, to perform construction work on projects, and there were unused funds on the following projects. Since the projects were delivered using a construction management delivery with a GMP format, unused dollars, regardless of the item, are returned to the owner. The unspent monies will be returned to the owner via a change order, which will close the financial books on these projects. The superintendent or designee has assigned and approved these change orders. Per Board Policy 6345, the superintendent or designee is authorized to approve and execute any construction contract change order that will increase the construction contract by $25,000 or less, or that will decrease the construction contract amount, provided that approval shall be in his or her judgment in the best interest of the board. Such change orders shall be binding upon execution by the superintendent or designee, and the superintendent or designee shall report each change order that he or she approved to the board at the board meeting that follows his or her approval. The superintendent or designee's approval of the change order shall be entered into the official minutes of the board meeting. Item 7.4 is the guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for construction of a security fencing system at Emerald Shores Elementary School. Change order number 1, work authorization number 17, project 23-131. Deductive change order is $27,269.43 of unused funds. 7.5, guaranteed maximum price GMP for the construction of a security fencing system at Reddick Collier Elementary School. Change order number 1, work authorization number 16, project 23-131. This deductive change order is $26,701.40 of unused funds. Item 7.6, guaranteed maximum price GMP for the Marion Technical Institute, now known as Bridgeway Academy, security fencing. Change order number 2, work authorization number 18, project 23-132. The deductive change order is $669.05 in unused funds. That will conclude our informational items. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair, we have 2 non-related agenda item speakers.
All right, we will save those for the end of the meeting then. And we will hear from Attorney Powers later with the rules regarding public comment. We will move on to our consent agenda. Item 9.1, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
Second.
Sorry, Dr. Kimball, were you saying something?
I said second. He said so moved, and I said second.
Okay, got it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to student disciplinary matters. Before addressing expulsion matters, I'd like to acknowledge that the board members have received the alternative placement list for students through February 3rd, 2026. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 261-127E, JD 26-128, JD 26-129, JD 26-130E, JD 26-135, JD 26-136, JD 26-139E, JD 26-140E, JD 26-141, and JD 26-143 for the remainder of the 25-26 school year and the first, second, and third quarters of the 2026-2027 school year with services.
Motion to approve the expulsions.
Motion by Board Member Campbell. Second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 26-133 and JD 26-134 with off-campus virtual learning for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the first, second, and third quarters of the 2026-2027 school year with services.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Conrad. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Now we will move on to our discussion regular agenda items, starting with item 19.1. May I have a motion to approve the amendment to the central office staffing plan for the 2025-2026 school year?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower. Second by Board Member Conrad. Dr. Brewer, can you provide some more information on this item?
Yes, ma'am. Our Executive Director of Human Resources, Ms. Wantanisha Morant, will provide remarks, and this again is the 25-26 amendment to the central office staffing plan.
Good evening, Ms. Morant.
Evening. Thank you, Dr. Brewer, Board Chair Dr. James, and board members. We are recommending approval of Agenda Item D 19.1, amendment to the Central Office Staffing Plan, adding 4 bus aides to the Transportation Department. These positions are needed to meet the needs of the department and the district. The positions will be funded with district funds. Attached to the agenda item, you will also see the summative reports of positions at the school and central office level that have been added since July 1st, 2025. With that, I turn it back over to you, Dr. Brewer.
Thank you, Ms. Morant. Board, is there any further discussion on this item? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Morant. Moving on to 19.2, may I have a motion to utilize Omnia Partners Contract R25042 for audiovisual solutions and services?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad.
Second.
Second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, I believe you have someone coming forward to provide more information on this item.
Yes, and our Director of Technology, Mr. Benvenuti, will provide remarks for this and also be available for questions. This contract will ensure that a large variety of audiovisual equipment can be purchased at a competitive price.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Good evening, Mr. Benvenuti.
Good evening, Board Chair James, Superintendent Dr. Brewer, and board members. The Technology Department requests permission to utilize Omnia Partners Contract R25042 with Audiovisual Solutions Services, which replaces the previously board-approved Omnia Partners Contract R201202, expiring on March 31st, 2026. This contract provides access to audiovisual equipment, solutions, and related services as needed throughout the district. The estimated annual cost for required resources is approximately $500,000, and the contract term runs from October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2028. Approval will allow the district to continue to utilize this contract to the current term and any extension periods, and will specifically support the purchase of audio-visual equipment for all schools, ensuring consistency, efficiency, and timely delivery of instructional and presentation technology across district facilities.
Thank you, Mr. Benvenuti. Board, I open it up for further discussion. Hearing none, I will call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Benvenuti. Item 19.3, may I have a motion to approve the resolution number 26-04, the 1 mil ad valorem tax?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Conrad.
Second.
Second by Board Member Thrower. Dr. Brewer, I believe we're going to have Attorney Powers provide some additional remarks on this. Do you have anything you'd like to add about the ad valorem tax, Attorney Powers?
Nothing more to add. We've discussed it in a work session, and the language will now go from here tomorrow morning, taken over to the Marion County, to the Marion County Board of County Commissioners. From there, it will go to Mr. Wesley Wilcox and be placed on there, provided that the board approves the language tonight.
Wonderful. Well, Board, I'll open it up for further discussion. Any remarks?
4 years went by fast.
4 years goes by very fast. It sure does. And for transparency for the community, the only thing that was essentially changed was the removal of the words class size and the addition of early learning. So we essentially substituted early learning for class size to be more aligned and continue to be focused with the work of the board and the focus of the organization. All right, any further comments? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Board. We're going to move on to meeting reminders. There is a Forward Focus, a Way of Work workshop, April 24th at 9:30 a.m. March 24th, yes. Also, there's a special administrative briefing and work session scheduled for March 31st, 2026 at 9 a.m. And then we will have a regularly scheduled administrative briefing and work session April 2nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. And then a school board meeting April 14th at 5:30 p.m. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we now have speakers related to the work of the organization?
Non-related items?
Yes.
Two.
All right. Attorney Powers, will you please provide the rules governing this public comment?
Yes, ma'am, I shall. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform meeting procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at this evening's meeting, either regarding one of today's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school district. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures is available from the table in the lobby. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board's clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. This evening's agenda item speakers will be called prior to the business portion of the school board meeting in the order of receipt by the school board clerk. For items not listed on the agenda, speakers will be called at the end of the business meeting. Before you begin speaking, please state your full name for the record and spell your last name. Each speaker will have 3 minutes. When the speaker has 1 minute remaining, the speaker will receive a visual notice to complete his or her comments. Speakers may not yield their time to other people. Speakers and meeting attendees are expected to conduct themselves in a respectful manner. Therefore, verbal attacks and profanity are strictly prohibited. The board's here to listen to your comments only. You may be directed to an administrative staff member following the conclusion of your comments for further assistance to address your concerns. If there are matters dealing with student discipline, including expulsions, they will be scheduled at the conclusion of the televised portion of this meeting. Parents may address the board regarding disciplinary matter at that time. To ensure student privacy, only a parent or a guardian may use a student's first or last name. Identifying references to other students are also prohibited. A speaker's speech does not reflect the endorsement, sponsorship, position, or expression of the school district. Thank you for your attention to the board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks.
Thank you, Attorney Powers. Ms. Martinez-Young, can you call the first speaker?
Aaron Damodi. Okay. Dora Hill.
Good evening, Ms. Hill.
Good evening. I am here. My name is Dora Hill, Hill, and I'm here on behalf of my granddaughter, Casey. I would like to first read you her statement per her words. She is a student at Westport High School. My name is Casey, and for the past year at Westport High School, I have been bullied and fat-shamed, trapped, hit, as of what I have to say. You all have not done your jobs because your staff allowed me to be trapped in bathrooms and stay there because the bullies were outside my stall, waiting to jump on me. And not only, but your staff has allowed me to be fat shamed, and they have done nothing about the fact that I have been told the students would come to my home and kill me, my grandmother, my animals, and so forth. They have not done anything of the fact that these students have looked up my address to find me, and that is not just an issue I go through, but also many other students. I would like to bring awareness to how many teens kill themselves over bullying. That would be every year 12 to 30% of our students, the students, are killing themselves over this bullying in schools and outside. As far as I feel, I have been feeling a lot of anxiety of not being safe at this school or any school, and I shouldn't feel this way. I should have a safe learning environment. That comes from a 15-year-old child, and it should not be happening. I know this. I've been there, and I have been this past week recording all the phone calls that I have been having with people. So I'm going to let you know a couple things. The bullying, the fat shaming, and so forth, she's covered. The threats from the students, I did speak to the officers there at the school, and I spoke to the sheriff's department, which nobody got back with us. That's a problem. I have every concern, as many other people. You don't know what kids are going to do anymore. You just don't. Thank God they haven't come to our home. However, then I have spoke to Mr. McCarter on numerous occasions. And I recently have a recording where the child said that her sisters were going to get my granddaughter. I've tried to get in touch with this gentleman. For 3 days I waited. No, nothing. I was lied to by him. I was told on the day that this one boy has continued to bully my granddaughter and others, per Mr. McCarter. It's not just my granddaughter. I'm standing up for all students.
Ms. Hill, your time has expired, but Dr. Brewer, do you have someone that can discuss this matter with her more?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd like to ask Mrs. Kiner, she's the area superintendent for Westport High School, to speak with you in the lobby.
I'll be back for the rest of the next meeting.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
No, Madam Chair, the first one was an email. I guess she didn't show.
Oh, okay. Good to know. All right, well then we will move into board committee reports, comments, and concerns. We'll start with Ms. Martinez-Young.
Nothing, Madam Chair, thank you.
All right, Attorney Powers.
Only to inform the board that I will be making contact with each of you this week to discuss some matters with social media and some potential litigation issues with you individually. And after that, I will intend to provide some materials to you. So that's about all.
All right, thank you, Attorney Powers. We will start with our student board members. Marasha?
I have none.
Okay, and Luke.
I just want to say that this week I've had the opportunity to see firsthand all the work that the district does to ensure, to the best of their ability, the successes of our students and staff here in Marion County. That culture that I witnessed trickles down as well to the way our teachers treat and work with our students. The individual work done with each student, no matter their academic needs, can be clearly seen day in and day out. That said, congratulations to all the outstanding Golden Apple recipients from Hillcrest and all staff at schools that work to support students with special needs and make sure that they have the same educational opportunities all students deserve. As we approach spring break, teachers are working hard to work with students and make sure no stone gets unturned when it comes to student success. We appreciate you, and I would also like to give one more thank you to the board for providing the students in our district the opportunity to have a voice. I'm truly grateful for every opportunity you have given me and all of our students to be involved on such a great level. Also, good luck to all those taking the SAT at Westport tomorrow. You're going to do great. And to students at all other schools taking standardized tests this week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Brewer?
Thank you. Well, I'll start with letting you all know that Luke Lombardo served as our student representative for our Hanover Research Strategic Planning. In the last 2 days, we had 30 people participate, and that was, Luke was representing the students, but we had teachers, we had principals, plus our district staff, and it was a wonderful 2 days filled with lots of thoughts and true care and concern for Marion County Public Schools. So we are about 75% finished with the plan, and we will provide the board a draft plan on April the 2nd. So we look forward to that. But thank you, Luke, for joining us and being such a true partner in that work. He is engaged in every bit, so we're just so grateful. I also want to comment on our Rookie Teacher of the Year, Ms. Stevens, the work that she plans on doing this year with her peer mentors and really working with others in our district. We're excited to see where that work will take all of our rookie teachers. We also had a very productive SPAR community meeting last night, and a thank you to the board members that were able to be in attendance and engage with the community. We had wonderful feedback provided. We had good questions and, again, concern for where we are going and the reality of what we're looking at needing to do for the operational costs for Marion County Public Schools and to balance enrollment. So it was a really productive evening, and I'm appreciative to all those that came. I want to just remind the community that couldn't be there last night and can't come to the next two, how to go to the district website to provide feedback. So if parents or if any community member would like to give feedback, you go to the district website, then you access the parents section, and then click on parents, then click on student enrollment, and then rezoning, and then there's a north end tab that you will click, and you'll be able to provide comments. Mr. Ayers has already, as of last night, already had about 30 more feedback comments, and so please know, community, that we are reading those comments, and they matter, so please continue to do so. We do have 2 more community meetings taking place. We have the Reddick Collier community meeting taking place on, looks like I don't have that date, March 25th, 5:30, and then, Dr. James, I might have you check that one, and then at Anthony Elementary, also starting at 5:30.
The 25th for Reddick Collier and the 26th for Anthony.
Okay, thank you. All right. And then my last 2 comments for you is we have a teacher work day this Friday, but it also it's our final day of our 3rd quarter. So it's hard to believe, but when students return from spring break on Monday, March 23rd, we will begin our 4th quarter, and that also means we have 29 days before our progress monitoring 3 window. So students finish strong and enjoy your spring break, and everyone please stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. And just as a point to help, I wanted to also share, Mr. Ayers reminded us last night, there's a helpful button on the homepage called Student Enrollment. So you don't actually have to click on Parents. You can just click on the Student Enrollment button, and that button will take you to the page where the link is. You just click on Rezoning, and then the link is right there. So little shortcut. Board Member Thrower.
Thank you. And while we're on the topic of SPAR, it really was, it exemplified citizen participation, is what I would say. The questions, the dialogue, the respect, the concern that was shared was all done in such a way that that's how true problem solving occurs. And so I just wanted to share my respect and admiration for the folks on the north side. The conversation is definitely going to continue. It's certainly my hope that we'll come away with a really strong vision for the not just the short term, but the medium and long term for that area. And it continues to stick in my head, same as Board Member Cummings. I think, we want to measure twice, so we only have to cut once. The next thing I'll share is that it's always distressing, when a speaker comes forward to share that their student is experiencing difficulty, and it makes it extra hard when it's the first time you've heard it, you know, and not everything makes it to the school board, but I feel confident that the grandmother's concerns for her granddaughter are going to be addressed, and that, you know, we take it very seriously. That's why we have student board members up here. You know, part of the reason is to really help us take the pulse of what's going on in our schools, and I know that each and every student is just as important as any other one. So look forward to there being some positive resolution for that grandma, and I'm confident that there will be. I also wanted to share a couple of pretty cool things. You know, Hillcrest is really on a roll. We had the Olympics recently, and landing a quad is a pretty big deal. So we have the Triple Crown with the Principal of the Year and the Teacher of the Year and the Rookie Teacher of the Year. And I'm only going to use this one, Board Member Campbell. They also had another perfect audit. So now they've landed a quad. And so hats off to Christina Slater. She had big shoes to fill when School Secretary at Hillcrest, Peggy Rich, retired. She'd been there for a long time and just had a string after string of perfect audits, which are really not that easy to do. I was really impressed that a little school like Hillcrest had 210 checks written and 27 fundraisers that they had conducted. And then I looked at Westport High School, so I'll let Board Member Campbell share that, or some other board member, but my goodness, there is a lot of business that is being conducted in our schools and being conducted accurately, and we'll just say perfectly. I wanted to give a shout out to Vanguard High School. Their wind instruments players earned all superior ratings. That's a pretty big deal. You know, a lot of people think of Vanguard as being the football school, but evidently there's a lot of other superior talent around there. So just wanted to share that compliment. And then I'll finish with, we are getting very close to spring break, just a few more days. So everyone needs to keep their head in the game. And next week, I hope that everyone is able to take a little bit of time and enjoy everything that you love to do. The weather's looking like it's going to be good. So be blessed, have fun, and remember to come back. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Reverend Cummings.
Good evening. Very quick meeting tonight. We're moving kind of fast. A few things. I do too appreciate the Golden Apple teachers that came out tonight, and our Rookie Teacher of the Year. Truly, they do great work, week in, week out, and you just can't not put the value on the things that they do on a daily basis. I too want to acknowledge, and Dr. Campbell, I'm not going to steal it.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
That we had 7 perfect audits. I'm just going to acknowledge the ones out of District 3, as Ms. Torres already did the one for that with Hillcrest, but Dr. N.H. Jones and Westport both had perfect audits, and they're in District 3. So congratulations to all of them that had the perfect audits. That is a tremendous feat to have a perfect audit, and many of them had them for more than 1 year. So we are excited about that. Second thing is the SPAR community meeting from last night was very informative. There was a great number of people there. I want there to be more people there because I want the community to be informed about what's really going on, and I don't want it to be that they see us as an adversary, but as teammates, that we're trying to make the best decision for our community and for our schools. So I look forward to the other community meetings that's going to take place in the very near future with SPAR and with Anthony and Reddick. Is it Reddick? Reddick. Mm-hmm. Anthony and Reddick. So we look forward to those. It was also, as Board Member Thrower said, disheartening to hear the comments concerning the bullying, and very unfortunate because we continue to talk about how bullying is not tolerated, and we never know what's the state of a kid's mind or student's mind when they're getting these types of challenges. So we need to make sure that we encourage the parents to please come forth and let us know, the guardians, or whoever, let us know, the friends, if there's that type of thing is going on, because things happen and things go awry real fast. So we want to make sure that we're notifying the right people, doing the right procedures, doing the things that we can do to prevent any type of terrible situation from happening. So please, community, if you notice these things are going on with your kids or kids in general, please let us know. One of my final things, this is my final comment. So, and I'm going to try and stay focused in my comment, because it's not one that everyone wants to hear. But I'm going to stick to my notes. So, I want to take this moment to address a matter that has weighed on the hearts of several members of our school district family. I've already talked to the superintendent about this and staff. Recently, on the last day of Black History Month, a wreath was displayed outside the door of one of our district offices. The wreath was made of cotton, plants, burlap, and rope. Several employees reached out to me privately to express their concern and their pain regarding how the display was perceived. For many people, cotton and rope are not, let me say that again, are not neutral symbols. In the history of our nation, cotton is tied to the painful legacy of slavery and forced labor, while the rope, particularly when displayed in certain ways, can evoke the horrific history of lynching and racial terror that African Americans endured for generations. When these symbols appear together, especially during Black History Month, it can send a message that is deeply troubling to those who know that history. I want to be clear, very clear tonight. This is not about publicly shaming or singling out any individual. That's not my purpose. My responsibility as a member of this board and as someone who cares deeply about every employee and student in this district is to acknowledge when something has caused hurt and to use the moment as an opportunity for learning and understanding. Many of our staff felt that the display was offensive and insensitive. They were not angry voices seeking punishment. Rather, they were concerned voices asking to be heard. They simply wanted their feelings acknowledged and their history respected. Marion County Public Schools is a district filled with dedicated professionals from every background who work tirelessly for the success of our children. The overwhelming majority of the people who serve in this district represent the very best of who we are, people who believe in dignity, respect, and unity. That wreath does not represent the character or the values of this district. Moments like this remind us that awareness matters. What may seem harmless, decorative, or cute to one person can carry deep historical meaning for another. That's why conversations like these are important. They help us to grow. They help us to become more mindful of one another, and they help us to build a stronger culture of respect. My intention in raising this tonight is not to divide us, but to strengthen us. When we acknowledge the past, listen to one another, and commit ourselves to doing better, we move closer to the kind of school system, the kind of community, the kind of county, the kind of country that our children deserve. We want Marion County Public Schools to be a place where every employee feels respected, every student feels valued, and every family knows they belong. So please let this moment serve, not as a point of conflict, but as an opportunity for enlightenment, understanding, and reconciliation. Because when we learn from one another and move forward together, this district becomes even better than it was before. And with that, I'll say have a safe spring break.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. This evening during the consent agenda, can I only talk about the one from District 1? It has been a historical presence for me to mention perfect audits, but there was a perfect audit at South Ocala. It's the third year running. That is the District 1 school, but there were a couple in your districts as well, so maybe you're going to share those. Okay, well, I'll share them all, and then you guys can give them a shout out too. So Emerald Shores also had a perfect audit. Fessenden and Reddick Collier also had perfect audits, and the aforementioned Dr. N.H. Jones, Hillcrest, and Westport High Schools. So kudos to all the folks who had the perfect audits that were in our consent agenda. Also, during our consent agenda this evening, we have renewed the contract for Attorney Powers for through 2029. So thank you for your good work to the school board and the dedication that you have to keeping us in order and in line. And so I remembered in 2023 when we renewed that contract and saying, okay, whoever is the chair 3 years from now, we're going to have this again come up. So just grateful for your work and your support of us, Attorney Powers. The comments by the grandmother this evening, I'm grateful that we do have area superintendents and staff that are in the audience during each meeting that can go and address concerns immediately, rather than that be something that has to continue to linger in the atmosphere. Certainly we want the student health and their mental health to be we want all students to feel safe at school. And if that is not the culture and the atmosphere that student is feeling, then we need to do everything we can to address it. And I am assured that we are doing that. So thank you to the team. I know that often we don't recognize you all for sitting here all the time, but just know your presence is valued, because you just never know when you might be needed. And tonight was one of those nights. I wanted to also give a quick shout out to the Math Counts teams, and first of all to Amber Gartner and Kimley Horn for setting that up and sponsoring that. She's done it for a dozen years or however many she said. She is our traffic engineer extraordinaire. So anytime you ever have traffic engineering concerns, Amber Gartner is the one. She is the guru in Marion County as far as I'm concerned. But she also does a great job helping to coordinate Math Counts. Having 9 schools participate this year was spectacular. Hopefully the 10th middle school will come on next year, and it will be just a unanimous support from all of our middle schools. Obviously, Mr. Lockley is a Golden Apple teacher from North Marion High, and he helped those students do so well in the cipher round. Ms. Buckhalter from Osceola, she's been doing that for several years and was my students, plural, both of my boys who did Math Counts, she was their coach. And I know she wants to win that trophy so bad, but man, Ms. Pamela Ernest from Howard Middle School, she told me 2 weeks ago, I think I saw her, and she said that she has her trophy from 2006, which was the time that she started coaching whenever her child was in the Math Counts team, and she did it. Math wasn't even her strong suit. That wasn't even something. And she was doing it because they needed a volunteer coach, and she has 20 years of trophies for Howard Middle School's Math Counts teams. So she said next year might be her last year, but I'm not going to hold her to that, because she's such a spectacular leader within that community. The last 2 things I wanted to mention were actually events that happened yesterday. So I had the opportunity to join the students at North Marion High School as in their presentation of Drive for Life, where they recognized and honored and remembered those that have passed on due to careless driving accidents. And they mentioned, it was a wonderful presentation. The gym at North Marion is the size that in order to have a student assembly, they have to have more than one. So I attended the very first one, but they can't fit their entire student body in one location at any given time. So I attended the first one and then knew there was going to be a repeat of it happening later. But they have been doing it, I believe, for 16 years. I think that's correct, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a group of students that had started it. And interestingly enough, the student that helped start it is now also a staff member at North Marion. So she was able to share her personal story yesterday. Her sister, who's a recent graduate of North Marion High, also was able to share a personal story. Another alum came and shared a personal story. And it was just a time of remembrance. It was somber, but yet purposeful in talking about distracted driving, driving drowsy, driving drunk, and driving drugged. And how all the students in the room gave the pledge and verbally gave a pledge for that Drive for Life, that they will not drive in those ways, so that they will hopefully be protected. And finally, last night, while the SPAR meeting was going on, I unfortunately was unable to participate because months ago I had committed to be one of the judges for the Bellevue High School capstone projects. And that's always a highlight. I don't like it when they schedule it when the Monday and then the Tuesday is a school board meeting night because I can only commit to one night. But it is always a highlight every year. I say every year that I wish all of our high schools did it because it really does get students focused on a potential career path where they have to investigate, they have to research and determine professions that they might be interested in, take it so far as learning if that profession is in high demand, what the potential salary range is, what the potential education is that they would need, and they have to shadow someone in that profession to learn exactly the ins and outs of it. So I saw everything from a student who wants to be a horse trainer who had a horse there that we went out and were able to see, to students who wanted to be an athletic trainer. That was the first one to the last one, an athletic trainer who had shadowed the athletic trainer at Bellevue High School and actually had a demonstration of herself wrapping an Achilles injury for a student. So it really was amazing to see just the depth and breadth. We did have a student who said he did his whole presentation on being a banker, and then when you get to the final question, is this the profession for you? He said no. Okay, great. And so and we had another student who did a whole presentation on being a daycare owner, actually, being an early childhood operator. And she went through the whole presentation and she said no, because she got to shadow and work with kids and all of that. And so what better time to figure that out than going through all the steps of actually getting into that profession and then realizing you didn't want to do it. So I think Bellevue capstone projects are just one of the best things that we do in this district and would love for other high schools to pick that up. Maybe South Marion, as they kick off, maybe they could do it because I think Bellevue has been doing it ever since they started. And in fact, Father Don Curran and Kathy last night were recognized because they have been judging the capstone projects for 25 years. So it was a wonderful thing. I'm sorry that I was not at the SPAR community meeting last night, but I intend to participate in the Northside community meetings and certainly have been receiving emails and phone calls and speaking to community members about it because the decision has been made to not proceed for next school year. I think that a lot of those emails have stopped, but that doesn't mean that the communication needs to stop. So certainly continue to reach out to us so we know the thoughts, and so it can be a two-way dialogue so we can engage with our community in understanding what we have on the forefront. So thank you so much and have a wonderful, safe spring break. I start my spring break at the Consortium of State School Boards Associations, COSPA, National Conference in Louisville. I fly there on Thursday, and then that's where my family plans to join me for just a little bit. So everybody enjoy spring break.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Board Member Conrad.
Thank you, Chair. I just have a few brief remarks, piggybacking on a lot of things that have already been shared. But I want to start, the last time we met, we just were kicking off for the Charlie Dixon Elementary Choir, and so was able to sneak in there. I was a little late, Dr. Brewer. But I just want to give a shout out to all of our music teachers. You know, you get in there at 6:30 in the evening, and they've taught school all day. Ms. Hutto is organizing everybody and getting 800 students on the stage to sing and perform, and it really, it is moving. It's moving to see all of those students participate together in creating music. So I just want to say I really appreciate all the time and effort that goes into creating that experience for all of those children. It really was fantastic. I also want to share the SPAR community meeting. I thought was one of the best meetings that we've ever had. There were a few people that were not happy to see me, and that was okay. But the conversation was really productive. We talked about our challenges. We talked about where we need to go and what we need to accomplish. And to me, that was honest conversation. It was problem solving. And so I just want to say a thank you to Mr. Whitehouse. He did an excellent job of leading us last night, and also Mr. Ayers. You know, it was challenging conversation, and People are very emotional about these decisions because they're passionate about where their children go to school, and that's a really wonderful problem that we have to tackle, to accommodate everyone. But I love that. I love that families are passionate and happy where their children are going. But the team did a really great job of sharing information, and then by the conclusion of the meeting, the group of community members they were helping solve problems, by the time, which was my ask as a board member. So it was just really, again, thankful for the team. Ben, thank you for your work. And Stephen, you too, thank you. It was a great presentation. And along those same lines, the last 2 days we've been in strategic planning. They've been 2 long days. But Dr. Brewer, I want to thank you for your commitment and your investment to the process, because it's not an easy ask. We have, I believe you said at least 30 members, but we had student board members. We had somebody from each group, which is really hard because everybody's busy and everybody has a lot to do, but everybody has been in the room in a part of conversation for the last 2 days. And so super productive. I'm excited about that presentation coming forth April 2nd. And so just, again, thank you to the team and your commitment for your vision, where we're headed and what we want to accomplish. So I'm excited about that. Board, I want to invite you, the spring bowling fling by the Public Ed Foundation is Thursday afternoon. You don't have to stay for the whole time, but we'd love to have you stop in and say hello. It really is a great celebration before everybody heads off to spring break, so I'd love to see you there. And lastly, Chair, I wanted to let you know that I will not be here Tuesday the 24th. For our board meeting. I have another commitment that night that I cannot reschedule.
Okay.
And lastly, I want to wish everybody a fun but also safe spring break. Please have fun and take care. And we look forward to seeing you at the beginning of the last 9 weeks. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Board Member Conrad. And I will be brief tonight because I feel like pretty much everything has been covered. I do want to give compliments to the community participation in SPAR, and I'm sure what will be duplicated in Anthony and Reddick. Productive, healthy discourse that's solution-based was, I would say, the theme of the night. And so it's always wonderful to be a part of productive discourse that has a common goal of finding a solution to a problem with the realization that not everyone's going to be happy. And so we're going to have some productive conversation, but it's important to note, when we have community meetings, our staff, not just Mr. Whitehouse and Mr. Ayers, but as I was calling Vanna White, Ms. Thomas was there facilitating public comment. Ms. Usher was there with our new planner. His name is escaping me. Xavier was there from the facilities team. Mr. Rimbert was there, the supervisor for the North End. We also had principals from SPAR Elementary and their administrative staff there as well. And so really a wide array of individuals present to be able to speak to just what's going on, how we can make it work, how we can be a thought partner. And so thank you to the entire team for your commitment and your continued commitment, because I'm sure you're going to show up at the next ones. So we're appreciative of you and your willingness to be work well beyond your traditional 8-hour day. So we're grateful for your commitment to Marion County Public Schools. Lots of great work happening. Spring break is coming up. And then we're in the fourth quarter, and that is the final trek to the finish line. The years go by faster and faster every single year, and it's hard to believe that 3 years ago we were approving Attorney Powers' contract, and as Dr. Campbell said, now we're here again to do it again, and that was in the consent agenda tonight. Time just goes by so fast, and it is so fleeting, and so we all know that once we get into fourth quarter, specifically May, every single day has something in May, with the culmination being graduations. And so there is so much to happen in the next 2.5 months as we get into Memorial Day weekend and the conclusion of our school year. And so students, stay focused on what the goal is. Whether you're in second grade or you're a senior in high school, stay focused on what the goal is. Come to school, be on time, get across the finish line, seniors, because we are so close. And I know that our school staffs, as you said, SAT school day is tomorrow. There is still so many opportunities to figure out how to cross the finish line as a senior. And I know our teams are working actively with those students who still have metrics to meet to help them make sure that they're getting there. So if you are a student who is in need of figuring out how to get across the finish line in May, I know for sure there's a guidance counselor or an assistant principal on your staff who is more than willing to sit with you and help you problem solve. And I'm grateful for a team that is always working towards making every student a graduate. So I will conclude my comments there for this evening. And there being no further business, may I have, Ms. Martinez-Young, is there any speakers for off-air comments related to student discipline?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Board Member Conrad and a second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. I adjourn this meeting at 6:44 p.m.